right, well, we don't want that up there. So what we're going to look at today is topic 5.6, which is two-step inequalities. I'll just stop right there. Two-step inequalities. And so you're going to have to translate, you're going to have to solve, and you're going to have to compare, graph, putting it all together right here. Well, not all. We've got still the distributive property next week, but doing a lot with it. So the first thing we're going to do is just understand that I shouldn't do that. Let's go back and do 11. Okay, so the first thing we do is solve the same way we would solve an equation. We get rid of our addition and subtraction first. What's negative 11 plus 3? Negative 8. Then we get rid of the 2 by dividing both sides by 2. So what's negative 8 divided by negative 2? Or divided by positive 2? Negative 4. Now yesterday we said sometimes we flip our inequality symbol. Do I flip my inequality symbol on this one? We do not flip our inequality symbol on this one. Okay? It stays x is less than negative 4. Because the reason we do not is because this 2 is not negative. I don't care what the other side is, only what is with the variable. If I have to multiply or divide by a negative, that's when I flip my inequality symbol. Okay? Then we talk about graphing them. So what did I say that was? X is, was that less than? Negative 4. So now graph. What do we do to graph? Open or close circle? Open circle, right? Because it's just less than, not or equals to. Which way do I shade? What? To the left. Because it is read as x is less than negative 4. And numbers that would be less than are to the left, greater than are to the right. That's not too bad, right? Okay, we got some word problems. Actually, I'll let you guys try this one then. We'll go m over negative 4 plus 2 is less than or equals to negative 6. Go ahead.
Excuse the interruption. Lena Overdorf, please report to the guidance office. Lena Overdorf.
Okay, so we are going to subtract 2. That leaves me with m over negative 4. is less than or equals to -8, right? Because I can't subtract negative numbers, I have to keep change. And now it becomes -6 plus -2, which is -8. And then what do I do to get rid of the -4? Right, multiply by -4 because they are dividing. So I'm going to do the inverse operation. And what's -8 times -4? Positive 32, right? And do I flip my inequality symbol on this one? I do flip my inequality symbol on this one because this step right here, I had to get rid of a negative, so I multiplied this side by a negative. That's when my inequality symbol flips. I know it takes some time to get to know these rules. That's why we'll just keep practicing. That's why we're going to spend a couple days on this. Tomorrow we're going to just keep practicing these as well. You guys have some word problems. So let's say I started with $50 in my bank account. Okay, I started with $50. And then I made $100, $110 per week at my part-time job. When will I have enough money to buy that $1,000 computer? So when will I have at least $1,000? Okay, so I start with $50 in my account, my piggy bank. I make $110 per week. When will I have at least $1,000? So we have to set up a two-step equation on this. Think you know, Noah? $50 plus 110x, right? Because that's per week. This is just a one-time. I started with it. And then 1,000 goes on the other side. What symbol did we put in? This side needs to be at least 1,000. What symbol? Greater than or equals to, yes. We need at least 1,000, so it could be equals to it, but it could also be greater than 1,000. So then we would solve by subtracting 50. That gives me 950, right? So divide both sides by 110. What is 950 divided by 110? What's 950 divided by 110? Somebody? You just punched in your calculator. What is it? Come here. 8.6. All right. So what does this mean? How many weeks will it take me to have the $1,000? 8.6 or what? No? 9, right? You get paid if I'm getting paid per week, I gotta work, I gotta finish that whole week before I get paid, right? I'm not going to get paid 0.6 because I just want my money to go do what I'm doing. So I would say it would take me 9 weeks. Okay, that would be my final answer. I have to analyze what that means. All right. And then the last thing we have is something like this. 2x minus 2 is less than negative 4. And then negative 3x plus 2 is greater than, we'll say 11. So what they're going to ask us to do now is they're going to give us two problems. And they're going to say, solve these and compare. We're going to compare the solutions. So in order to do that, I got to actually solve them, don't I? So let's do that. I'll give you a minute to solve them. And then we'll talk about what comparing is. Okay, here's my solutions. For the left one, I got x is less than negative 1. On the right, I got x is less than negative 3. Everybody get that? Did you remember to flip your inequality symbol on the second one? Because we had to divide by a negative 3. All right, now, we can't compare them the way they are. There's just too much ambiguity. You guys know what that means? That means it's hard to visualize what I'm seeing right there. So I'm going to put it on a graph on each of these so then I can easily see what's going on. So this is an open circle shaded to the left. This one is going to be an open circle shaded to the left. All right. So now when they ask us to compare, we look for similarities and differences, don't we? And isn't that what comparing really is? So they're going to say they're going to give you some options. They're going to ask, do you have no solutions, some solutions, one solution, or all in common? So we're looking for no solutions in common, some in common, one in common, or all in common. Which one do you think it is? What do you think, Noah? Why some? Right, because they're both going less than, right? Since they're both going the same direction, it's got to be less than, or it's got to be sum. No common solutions would mean they'd be going in opposite directions and not even anywhere close to each other. All would mean that they have the same solution, right? What does 1 look like? 1 would look like this. If my graph was -1, what would this look? What would this be solution-wise? All, some, none, or 1? What do you think, Brianna? 1 solution in common? What would that solution be in common? Oh, so if it's an open circle, is the -1 part of my solution? No. So this one has no solutions in common, right? Because they're open circles, they don't have that -1. Now, if that circle was shaded in, then they would have 1 common solution. They would have that -1. Whew. This is rough, isn't it? This whole comparing thing. So today we're not just solving two-step inequalities, but we're trying to analyze them and try and figure out what it really means. What am I doing with this? How does it apply in real life? All right. So the remainder of the time is yours. I did put it online. We were going to do it all on paper, but it's online.